Up next, the Nuggets taking on the 76ers for Denver. And these teams have been prepping for this season tip-off game for months, Grant.
Oh, and for the players, the main feeling on... opening night is relief. You know, all that hard work during the offseason and preseason is finally over. And now it's time to have some fun.
A look at the starting group here for Denver. Stephen Curry is out there with Derek White. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Trey Murphy. And it's Gordon in at the 4. Back to Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
Strong move and a little spicy, too. Embiid's passion for the game, the way he plays, I love it.
And Grant, David Adelman, a second-generation NBA head coach, grew up immersed in the game.
Yeah, B.A., basketball was a family obsession. David, a ball boy for the Blazers in the 90s, went on to coaching, which he's done for decades. His whole life has led him to this.
Outside Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's the floater. He can't hit that time. Ooh, excellent D there from Ball. Here's Davis. Yes, and it's Wembanyama picking up the assist.
AD just shoving past the inside contact that time. Powerful move getting it done.
Maxey against White. Gordon outside. The 3 from Curry. Rebound by the 76ers. Victory eluded them last time in Denver when they faced the Nuggets.
And last time against this team, they struggled with foul trouble. It led to an ugly loss.
The foul trouble was a big chunk of it. I mean, it's hard to mount a comeback when all your key guys, your main players, are watching from the bench. He relishes his role in this offense, and he's a natural leader, too.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Sixers, what do you guys think?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
We've got Murray. Anthony Davis is out there with Brandon Ingram. Then it's Thompson. And it's Holmgren in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Najee passes to Brunson. Back to Najee. And he bangs it home with one hand.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
55 seconds left to play in the first half. Brunson penetrating. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
When he gets near the basket, Brunson can do some major damage.
The Sixers lead by 6. Pass to Holmgren. Murray against Brunson. Outside Murray. Takes a 3. First shot won't go. Nuggets trail by 6.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Outside Brunson. Floats one up. Banging his way through. Jalen Brunson.
Showing off with the floater game. Not a shot you can swat.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very... Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Welcome, one and all. Fellas, what are the games you're most looking forward to?
I always want to see the best players in the league scrapping and clawing like when it was me against.
Time now to take a look at the first half of action. It's been a close one for the Nuggets.
I've seen more stops than All-Star.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And so Curry will bring it up for the Nuggets. Trailing by 4. And for the Sixers, the growth of Tyrese Maxey has meant everything, Grant.
Oh, my. His growth, both with his play, but also with his leadership, has meant a lot. And he has such a joyful energy. It really helps pull this team together.
On the court for Denver, they've got Joel Embiid. Derek White out there with Stephen Curry. Then there's Aaron Gordon, Wembanyama. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
Yeah, terrific follow-through from Wembanyama, proving he has a good head on his shoulders.
Pass to Embiid. Gordon outside. Here's White. To the middle. Here's Embiid. Down low. Embiid puts it in.
Boy, White doing a nice job that time, working around the defense and finding the open man.
Ball passes to Davis. To the inside. Gordon pulls it in. The Nuggets trail. Pass to White. Embiid inside. Davis on him.
A ferocious defender. You don't want to try to take those kind of shots with Davis lurking in the background.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. From deep, Wembanyama. Ooh, Wembanyama, just too good.
He's got a sweet stroke from long range. Plenty of bigs do now.
And his Curry for 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds in the game. It's not going to go for him. And we've reached the end of the third. The Sixers on top. They lead by 5. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. They've got Tyrese Maxey. Anthony Davis is out there with Wembanyama. Then it's Ball, and it's Avdia in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Outside Gordon. From deep. Nope. And so it's Wembanyama with it. He brings it up for the 76ers. Leading by 5. There's the block.
White doing an excellent job coming up with the block there.
Here's Gordon. Curry at the rim.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Wembanyama. Oh, touches it off the glass.
No fear in this young man. We're already getting a sense of Wembanyama's killer instinct.
And so David Adelman calls for the timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Hallie.
I was able to listen in on what the Nuggets coach was going over with his team. He told his guys not to lose hope, saying to them, it's a long game, fellas, and we're in this one, but I need each one of you to step up your intensity right now. Let's see if Coach's message resonates, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you. They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
White against Maxey. Gordon pulls it down.
And this is so critical. They now have to score every trip up the floor.
It's not over yet.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game.
Yes. Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
He gets the first, and that'll put him up 2. Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a three-point game.
He stepped up to the line and handled business that time. It's still a one-possession game, though.
And so David Adelman calls for the timeout. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. From a coaching perspective, what are the keys to focus on here?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick two and then foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
He hits the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
That should about seal the deal, showing the killer instinct.
Gordon can't get the three. So it's Philadelphia picking up the win. I'm sure they would have preferred a blowout victory, but a win's a win.
And so true, but you have to credit the crowd for giving them such a big boost toward the end. It really kept this team's energy high.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Allie LaFleur.
And the players going through their game preparation, making sure they're fully warmed up for the tip. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join. All right, everyone, the NBA season starts today. We have made it. It is a holiday for everybody.
Oh, man, the offseason felt like forever. It's great to be back. Nothing like some games that count.
And look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Rudy Gobert is out there with Paolo Banchero. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then it's Austin Reeves. And it's SGA in at the 1. Now, here's Doncic. A three-pointer off the mark.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
And here's Thomas, who brings it up for the Lakers. And, Greg, you might not be surprised to hear this, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes from a family of athletes.
Yeah, I mean, his mother was a sprinter in the 400 meters representing Antigua and Bermuda in the 92 Summer Games in Barcelona. Impressive.
Here's Butler following the bucket by the Lakers. And he uses the glass on the lane.
The defense has to make it tougher for Butler. Can't give him that.
Outside Thomas. Back to Randall. Puts up a three. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Butler. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Butler's got his second bucket of the night. Thomas finds Doncic. Duren with the screen on SGA. And Duren slams it in.
The orchestrator, Doncic, who knows where everyone is at all times and completely dictates the pace.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander from down in the low post. It goes.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. You'll gladly take those.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Cleveland ahead. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
On the court for Cleveland, Butler out there with Ayton. Then there's Powell. Then it's Keontae George. And it's Porter at the 3. And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Well, De'Aaron Fox is trying to dial in as a lockdown defender, and he said, I want to see that type of guy. Go out there, guard people, and be someone that people don't want to put in the action because you blow actions up. And then at the end of the day, still being able to get to work on offense. Guys, back over to you.
You love that mentality. Okay, Allie, thanks. And a wide-open look for Porter. That ball, nice speed that time from George. Porter's got the lead up to 7 now for the Cavs. Here's Fox. Outside for Randall. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For Cleveland, they come into this one following a loss to Detroit. Outside Butler. Here's Ayton. Nice move. Lakers with the rebound.
Give the defender credit. Willing to challenge the shot. Lots of other guys just let them score there.
Here's Nesmith. Buries it down low.
You gotta love how George always keeps his options open, willing to make the right pass.
And timeout call by Kenny Atkinson. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Duran, he's checked in for Adebayo. Brown comes in for George. Cameron Thomas, he's checked in for Aaron Nesmith. And Doncic is subbed in for Fox. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Ayton. Paolo Banchero comes in for Michael Porter. Austin Reeves is checked in for Norman Powell. And SGA is subbed in for Keontae George. And so it's Cleveland headed to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Back right after this.
And please direct your attention to center court. And it's ready.
Welcome to halftime, everybody. First for the Knicks, they'll be up against the 76ers out in Philadelphia. That one gets going at 7 p.m. Eastern.
It's one to watch.
And now let's check out the game at hand. It was a solid first half effort for the Cavaliers.
When you play the...
And that is a wrap.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander really making a difference here.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
And now we go courtside for this story on DeAndre Ayton. So, Allie, what's the prognosis?
Guys, I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for Cleveland. There's some pain in the chest area, especially when breathing. Right now, it's being called a bruise. By their estimation, no further damage can be caused by playing on this particular injury, so they're going to roll the dice and he's going to play.
All right, Allie, thanks for that.
And you better believe he's eager to return to action.
We've got Doncic. Julius Randle is out there with Jaylen Brown. Then there's Jalen Duren. And it's Thomas in at the 2. That's the Laker 5. And here is Doncic after the three-pointer from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Duren slams it in.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Reeves outside. Doncic against Gilgeous-Alexander. It's Shai fighting through contact down low.
Strong take by SGA. 6'6" with point guard skills. What a nightmare matchup he is.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throw tonight.
A year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
And there's Banchero on the assist by Butler.
And the paint is where you love to watch Banchero work. Well, with his size and athleticism, he can attack so effectively inside.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You gotta focus on the details.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And again, it's Cleveland.
And this is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
Now, here's Thomas. Duran with the screen on Reeves. Will it go? And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Doncic has got 5 points now this quarter. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for Cleveland. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's an unguardable pass. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Jimmy Butler. Banchero is out there with Gobert. Then it's Austin Reeves. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the point.
Get that out of here. Gobert doing his job to protect the rim.
Reeves outside. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Now Gobert. It's stolen by Duran. Randall. Off the glass.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring. Able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Now Reeves. Butler feeling out of it. Gobert with a screen on Brown. Takes the three. Knocks down the three.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for Cleveland.
They really had it going, guys. Their offense propelled them.
In this case, it was the higher shooting percentage that made the difference and earned them the W.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn it.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He came up with a bucket every time they needed him to. Great effort on offense, and he was a difference maker.
And he banks the layup in. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Brown against Butler. Gilgeous-Alexander. Doncic for the rebound. Tries the spin move. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily. As always, Allie, we appreciate it. And that about wraps it up for Greg Anthony.
Opening night, always a lot of fun for a broadcaster. But what's it like as a player?
Well, no matter how many years you have in the league, opening night creates more butterflies than any other night. You want to make that great first impression for sure, but you're also really excited that it starts to count.
And are you nervous right now?
A tad, Brian, a tad.
And let's take a look at Boston's starting lineup. Kate Cunningham out there with Kyrie Irving. Then it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then there's Jason Tatum. And it's Zubats in at the center, filling out the middle.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
You look at the career of Damian Lillard. He's provided some unforgettable moments, Grant.
Oh, yes, he has, B.A. And I remember you were on the call for one of those moments. That unfathomable series-ending buzzer beater he hit against the Thunder.
Count the basket.
What great body control. Irving excels at working off contact.
Outside Mitchell. We played just over a minute here in the first. Allen with a screen on Tatum. Just 5 on the clock. And stolen by Antetokounmpo. Cunningham, left side. Got it. Good job in the low post.
And I love the energy from Cunningham inside, pushing to get the bucket.
Outside Mitchell. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. The three. Boston with a rebound. Cunningham outside. Tatum from long range. That shot missing. And so the first quarter is in the books. Celtics out in front. They're up by 4. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a minute. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter of action so far. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Well, it's hard to get stops in this league with so much talent offensively. I love what they are doing right now.
Kawhi Leonard out there with Quentin Post. Then there's Castle. Then there's Brandon Miller. And it's Flagg in at the 3 slot. That's the group for Golden State as we kick off the second quarter. Damian Lillard's checked in for the Warriors. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Boston. So hits one and misses one at the line. And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
After 4 seasons in Golden State, Jonathan Kuminga moves on, and he was a guy that they drafted number 7 overall. But after a lengthy free agency saga in which the Warriors and Kuminga exchanged several proposals, and they had several sign and trade discussions, Kuminga lands elsewhere. So his run in Golden State is over. They're losing a good young player. Let's see how they can replenish the cupboard there in Golden State.
Something to watch. Shams, appreciate the report. And so it's Lillard who brings up the ball for the Warriors. They trail by 3. Shot by Leonard, no good.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
Great setup by Irving. Just a tremendous playmaker.
Hero against Miller. Pass to Flagg, and here's Post. Now here's Miller. Leonard finds Lillard. Shot clock at 5. Offline with a 3. Celtics lead by 5. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Outside Irving. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
Impressive work inside that time from Irving. He is one of the most talented scorers in this league.
Now here's Lillard. Oh, Lillard just owning the paint.
But what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's the Celtics. They're up. Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
Good shot. Please direct your attention to center.
Welcome, everyone.
Their offense is running like a machine there, Shaq. I mean, they're making calculated decisions, kind of like all of those.
All right, let's switch it over. Glad you could join us. Ryan and
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
Kicking off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. Jason Tatum out there with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Ivica Zubac. And it's Cunningham in at the point guard position. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Jason Tatum talked about his development since coming into the league, and he said earlier, I was playing the game just to play the game instead of thinking it. It's tough when you're younger. You just want everything to happen so fast, but it doesn't work like that. Back to you.
He's come a long way. All right, Allie, thank you. Here's Cunningham following the score by Golden State. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss. Lillard outside over Cunningham. And it's Lillard, that time on the assist by Jokic.
And that's a veteran move by Lillard to see the D closing and get the shot away.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He might have seen something and needs a review with his guy. Cunningham finds Irving. There's the 3. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got 4 rebounds now. And stolen by Antetokounmpo. And here's Cunningham outside. And Tatum fires one home.
Great rhythm to that shot. Tatum right off the pass.
And here's Lillard. Pass to Jokic. 2 on the clock. That one doesn't drop. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Boston out in front, up 3. And when we return, And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, coaches love unselfishness, and this is exactly what they're referring to.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. They've got Nikola Jokic, Mitchell out there with Damian Lillard. Then it's Jared Allen, and it's Leonard in at small forward. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Here's Jokic. Mitchell fires. Ooh, Mitchell with the smooth stroke from distance.
This is exactly why they go to him in these spots. These guys believe in his ability to come through in the clutch.
And so it's Antetokounmpo with it. He brings it up to the Boston Celtics. A minute 22 left in the fourth quarter. Using the glass to lay it in.
And look at Giannis using his length inside, allowing him to beat the contact and get the finish. And finally, after trailing for so long, they've leveled the score late here in the fourth.
And just incredible effort. Now, do they have the stamina to close this out? Let's see.
Oh, Giannis using his size inside.
Yeah, one of the most efficient inside scorers. Giannis just can't be stopped.
Outside Jokic. Ooh, it misses.
The defense doing just enough there to affect that shot.
Grant, they'd love to milk the clock here.
No question. They're in a great situation right here. There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
What a huge shot at this point in the game.
Boston on offense. Irving. Oh, off target from downtown. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Mitchell with the ball. Jokic. It's in!
And in these moments, Jokic shines bright, commanding the rock in the clutch and stepping up.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
A chance to tie it up here.
Well, there's no room for error here. They need to draw up something that they can execute quickly.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Stepped up to the line, and he took care of his business and guaranteed the win.
Irving fires. Misses the three. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
First personal foul, third team foul. At the line for your Warriors.
He drops the first one, and that puts him up 5.
2 shots.
And so he drops them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. And so the Warriors take the win. Boy, a hard-fought game. They did a great job of holding on to the lead at the end.
Yeah, get the coffee, because that's the way to close. You're going to face some obstacles in the game. They overcame every one.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce, who is now with our player of the game.
All right, thank you, Nicola. This team showed up tonight defensively. What can you say about the effort on that end of the floor?
Thanks, Allie. Great.